Now data tools, if you want to access data tools, then that feature can be found again. If you are on the home menu, then it means you just navigate to the data menu. Under the data menu, you will see data tools. So we have what we refer to as data tools here. Now data tools has the following. We have text to column. Now text to column allows you to split the contents of a cell. If you want to split the contents of a cell so that now you can have what was on one cell can be written in two cells, you use what we refer to as the text to column. Then still there, we have another one which we refer to as the flash fill, where you can use it to automatically fill in the values that you want. Once you give Excel some samples of what you want, you can just fill the rest. Then we also have the removing duplicates. You remove things that have been repeated and you only remain with the unique or things that are not repeating themselves. We also have the data validation. That one allows you to enter data in a cell that is only valid. If you want to restrict the type of data that you want to put in a cell, you use data validation. So we want to try and see how can those things be done in Excel. Starting with the first one, text to column. And you can split a single cell of text into multiple text, of course. If you have a column which has someone's phone number, and a column or a particular cell has someone's two phone numbers. Let's say there was the first phone number for Safaricom, then separated by a comma, then the other phone number for Airtel. You can split that so that it has one column carrying the phone number for Safaricom and the other column having the phone number for Airtel. It becomes very easier that way because somebody can give you data containing 10,000 names and those names have been inserted on only one column. Now, how do you split that into the columns of first name and the column of second names? We have a sample here. And on this sample, start by clearing, because this has already been done. Just clear it off. Select from John and Doe, then select all and clear the content. Don't wrap the other part where we have full name. So don't clear the other part. Don't clear the other part. This is where we get the data from. Now, if you want to split John and Doe, assuming you want to split John and Doe, Jane and Doe, Nick and Coach, this is what you do. Click on data. Click on data. Then under data tools, select text to column. Text to column. Text to column, or no data was selected. So it means start by selecting this data from John Doe moving down. So start by selecting the data that you have. Now, once you've selected the data, go to the data menu, then text to column. Text to column. And after text to column, choose the file type that best describes your data. The file type that best describes your data. There is delimited. Delimited means that your data has been separated by things like comma, space, semicolon. What did you use to separate your data? For instance, John and Doe, we have used tab, that is space, to separate John and Doe. Now, if it's comma, then of course we'll be going with the comma. But a delimiter is a character like a space, comma, semicolon that you've used to separate your data that you have. So ours is delimited. Of course, we are not using fixed width. We are not using the fixed width. Then click on next. Next. Once you click on next, they're asking you which delimiters did you use to separate your data? Is it tab, semicolon, comma, or space? Click on space. Click on space. Just a minute. Now, after going for space, you click on next. Next. Now, as you do space, you can see data review, because if you uncheck space, the review looks like this. But if you check space, you can see the review. Already they are separating your data. Then click on next. And what kind of data are you dealing with? Is it general? Is it text, date? Now, for now, we just go for general. Both this and the other one, they are all general. Then where do you want your data to go? There's a place for destination. Destination. So click on the cell of destination, remove whatever is there. Destination means where do you want it to go once you've separated. That is destination. So our destination is below first name, cell D10. Cell D10. 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 That is all. You finish. Once you finish, your data is now separated. So you can see we have John Doe, Jane Doe, Nick Koch, and the rest. So that's how you separate the data that you have. So if you have a question, now, assuming your data looks like this, I want to create some sample data here for phone number. I have some phone number. I want to create 5 phone numbers for people. Some 5 phone numbers for people. So phone number, before I write the phone numbers, I want to edit those areas to contain text. Remember, phone number, if you just do the way it is, if I try doing 0712, the 0 disappears. You realize that the 0 disappears. So I don't want the 0 to disappear. If I don't want the 0 to disappear, then select where you want your data to be. I only want 5 names. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 phone numbers. So I've selected a place for 5 phone numbers. Then go to the home menu. Home. Under home, there will be a place for general. So under number, you can see general. Click on the arrow and select text. There is text huku chini. Text. So once you have text, you can now write phone numbers like 0710 247 531. Then put a comma. 0736 maybe 850 089. That is a phone number. I've just separated that with a comma. Another one would be 0712 700 900. Then comma 0723 450 878. That's another phone number that this should be Airtel 073. Then another one 0722 222 567, comma 0735 then 600 245. 2 more. Another data would be 0712. You can just guess those phone numbers. No, not necessarily same as ours. Then 0718 33890. This should be 073 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more maybe. One more. 07 10 700 540, comma 0732 450 625. That way. Now, alternatively, if you want to retain the 0, the leading 0, you can also use apostrophe. Like you just do apostrophe and 0710 247 531. That can also lead, the 0 can also be maintained. You just do with an apostrophe. That can also work. To that, even if you have one, just select that you know the procedure of finishing that up. Then after selecting data menu, then under data tools, there is text to column. You can see the text to column. The numbers are already there. Next, it's already delimited. You just go to next. Now this has been separated by comma. Make sure you go for comma. Remove space and go for comma. And already it's separated. By the time you're clicking on comma, your data has been separated if you click on the comma, because you used commas to separate the two phone numbers. So if you click on comma, it is separated, then go to next. Now this is very important here. If you don't get this correct, then your data may come without zeros again. Now the first phone number is text. Make sure you use text. The second phone number, the data is also text. So make sure you also pick text. So this is where you change to text, the data preview. The first one should be text. The second one should also be text. Then now the destination, you tell Excel that you want it to go under phone one, and that is all. After that, you finish and you'll be having your phone numbers there. So those are our phone numbers again. And you can clearly remove the green parts. These are errors that can just be ignored. So ignore the error and you have your final answers separated well. Now concatenate, also known as concat, now joins. Remember we just separated. Now this one will join back together. If you want to join back together, then you can use a function known as concat. The same thing can also be concatenate. Now if you're using previous versions of Office, you will not find concat, but you will find concatenate. So we want to see how do you join back together using this function known as concatenate. Now this is already done. I'm wondering that we have all the answers already. I had not edited. So remove this. Just remove clear, that you can do that again. Clear what was there. If you had some details here, you right click and clear content. Clear content. Then we are joining what has been separated. So we'll be joining what has been separated up there. So start with equal sign, just below full name on concat, equal sign, then concat. Now you can see there all of them are there. There is concat and there is concatenate. Both of them can work. They do the same thing. Now that connects or joins text strings back together. If you have concat, go with concat. If you have concatenate only, just go with concatenate. I'm going with concat. I'm going with concat. Then the first text is up here. The first name, which is John. So there is John on cell D10. John, that is cell D10. From up there, we can see John. Then comma. I want you to bring double quotation marks. So shift and the shift and the @ sign. Shift and the @ sign will give you the double quotation. Shift and the @ sign, then space bar. It will create space. If you want to create more space, another space bar. If you don't want, that is enough. The more space you create, the more they will be far from each other. Then another double quotation. Don't do two apostrophes. Just do double quotation. Then comma. Then I'll click on the other last name, Doe. So Jane Doe, can see Doe. That is all. Close those brackets. And you close the bracket, you enter. That will join the text back together. D10 and whatever was on E10. They're up here. Up there. So if you enter, you get your answer. To remove duplicates means that you are doing away with things that have been repeated, and you are only remaining with the unique values, or those ones that appear only once. That is removing duplicates. Now, so far there is no duplicate, but I want us to forcefully create duplicates. Let us forcefully create duplicates here. I just select from 66, click on 66 this way, 66, then click, hold, drag up to 80. So from 66 all the way to 80. Okay, from 66 to 80. So from 66 to 80, you select the way we've selected. Up to 80. Then right click, just right click and insert. You just right click and insert. It will be creating a space, just a space, an empty space. Just an empty space. Then create duplicates. How do you create duplicates? Copy anything from those names that you have up there and paste. Just copy. Remember, you copy everything from somebody's name, marks, and age. Just copy and paste. We are creating duplicates. We are creating duplicates. Duplicates. That way, if you want, you can create more duplicates. And indeed, our data is duplicated, very much duplicated. If we are to bring this back from where we started, you can see the data is now duplicated. So many things are repeating themselves. And perhaps IEPC will be clearing its register. Some of the things that they'll be doing is to remove duplicates. If your name appears more than once in the register, then the data scientists there have to remove duplicates using some software. Now, if you want to remove duplicate, it's one of the easiest thing. Select the entire data from full name moving down to done tech, all the way to done tech. The entire data is selected. Then go to the data menu. Under data tools, you will see removing duplicates. There we have it. Remove duplicates. Click on it. They're telling you remove duplicates. That is to delete duplicate values, select one or more columns that contain the duplicates. Of course, all of them are selected. The full name, the marks, and age are all having duplicates, so don't remove anything. Just click on OK. And by the time you're clicking on OK, they will tell you 15, in my case now, 15 were duplicated, 15 unique values remain. And that is all for removing duplicates. You can see that there is no duplicate now. The others had been removed. All of them that were duplicated. They are gone. Now the empty space is to be deleted. So again, select from 67 to 80. From 67 to 80. Right click, delete. Right click and just delete. That empty space, remove the entire of it. Removing duplicate is not difficult. Data validation. So there is that place for data validation. Now data validation, you already applied one. We did a data validation the other day when we were working with the scenario analysis using the choose function. So you saw us doing the choose function, and we managed to create a scenario where you can be selecting from a list that you have. Now first, we already have some scenarios that have been created here. I want to delete all of them. So select from the first ID to the last. Select all of them the way I've selected. Go to the data menu under data tools. Then you'll see data validation. Again, data validation. Data validation. Then the selection contains more than one type of validation. Now erase current settings and continue. Say OK. Just say OK. It's gone. then clear all. Clear all. So if you clear all, it should be gone. Then OK. You think just click on OK. Now there is no validation on this thing. Then clear the data as well. You can also clear this data that was there. Now there is nothing. And there is also no validation rules for this. No validation rules. Now patient, word, and age. We are assuming this is some hospital data that we want to use for data validation. Now we want to create some patient ID by following some rules. If you want to do that, just select this way. Select all the way to 82, from 76 to 82. If yours is reading the same as mine, or you can just select some 5 cells, no problem. Under patient. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is up to 80 in my case. Just I've gone for 5. Data menu, then data validation. Again, data validation. Now, under patient, where you see as patient, there is validation criteria. You can see setting. Then there is allow. Click on the arrow. Select text length. We are going with the text length. Text length means you want to specify the number of characters that should fit there. If somebody goes beyond or below, then it will refuse. So go for text length. Then data here. Click on the arrow. Then equals to. Go for equals to. Equals to. Now your ID, your national ID was set to 9. Was it 9? I hope our IDs are 9. 8 or 9? 8 numbers. Yeah, so they were set to 8. You cannot create an ID maybe during those days in that database that is more than 8 characters or less than 8 characters. The system will reject because there's a validation criteria that has been set. So our text length is also equals to 8. We are going for 8. So you say equals to, then length 8. Length is 8. Length is 8. Input message. Input message. Title. Patient ID. The title is patient ID. The title is patient ID. Then the message. Please enter the patient ID. Please enter the patient ID. So the input message means states that please enter. Then error alert. Now that is input message. Then we have error alert. The last thing is error alert. Error alert. Style. There are 3 styles. You can stop. Stop means you can't move if you make an error. There is a warning. Warning means you are warned, but perhaps you can move. Information also means that you are given some details about that, but you can still move forward. So this one is the most important one. This one you don't move. Stop is the best one because you cannot move ahead if you make an error. Title, under error alert, there is a place for title. Invalid. Invalid ID. Invalid ID. Then error alert or error message, please re-enter patient ID. Patient ID. Please re-enter patient ID. We've done error alert, we've done input message, and we've done a setting. So setting is here, input message is here, then error alert is also there. Will be created. Now you can just insert the IDs. Like the first ID is 355 788. Those are 6 numbers. Then 90. Those are 8 or 9. Those are 8 numbers. I hope these are 8. 3. Those are 8. Then this can be 354, 876, then 25. See? But try doing a wrong one. If you do a wrong one, like 378, 900, and then 3, that one will refuse. They will tell you that it's invalid ID. If it's wrong, it cannot move because you've entered some restrictions that cannot be violated. They're saying invalid ID. Please retry. The reason is these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. They are not the specified 8 characters. So that cannot accept if it is not correct. So you retry, then click here and add one more, then now it will accept. If you do more, like 366, 788, and 900, that one will also not accept because they are more than 8. It cannot accept a long number like that because it doesn't capture the validation that were done. Now, this is the error alert that we were told. Please re-enter the patient ID. It's invalid, and you have to retry and rub that extra item that you had. So hivyo tu, and you create a validation criteria. So if you're a data manager, then your role is to create a worksheet like that. Then now the data entry personnel can be able to enter the data. Let us do the second one. For those who remained behind, we can do the second one under Word. Let us do the second one under Word. The second one under Word, so that we see the same thing. So on Word, below Word, just click on the arrow and select downwards. That is where you want to include the validation, the word. Then go to the data menu. Then you will see data tools. Click on the arrow, then data validation. Data validation. Okay. Data validation. Now allow, click on the arrow. This time around, you are going for list. List. So we want a list that we can be selecting from. A list of words or words that we can be selecting from in our validation. So source, we can start with emergency, comma, emergency, then comma under the source. Second one, can talk of maternity. Third one, elderly. We also have some elderly word. Then another one will be ICU. If there is one, then finally we'll be having another word which will be so emergency, maternity, elderly, ICU, then children. That way. So we have 5 words. 5 list. Please reselect word from drop-down list. That is all. That is all. So once you click on OK, the validation will be created. And somebody cannot, it makes work easier. You just pick from a list that has been created. Click on OK. And that creates your, you can see, emergency, you just pick, you just select now. Elderly, you can just again pick any other word that you want, children word like this. Now, if you do the last one, let's say you have some casualty, and you try entering, they tell you invalid selection. They are warning you that that is an invalid selection. Please reselect word from drop down list. But do you want to continue? Now see, we did warning. We did not say stop. We went for warning. So they are telling us that do you want to continue? It can be yes, no, cancel, or now. If you say yes, then it means you can proceed, and that one remains there. Now for stop, that is not possible. If you had selected stop, you cannot move forward with the wrong selection. It will force you to select the correct thing. Now, that is for what? We do the last one for age. What about age?
Mwalimu,
Yes, yes.
Mwalimu, can you repeat?
Age, again select. I hope we all get this correctly now. Age, again data, data validation. Click on the arrow and select data validation. Now this time I'll not use input message and error alert. We've done that. I said they are just optionals. You can do without them. The most important thing is setting. Setting. So click on setting if it's not yet on setting. Then allow. What do you want to allow? Any value, a whole number, decimal, list. We want to allow date. Date, age, we should go with the date or date, whole number. Whole number. So for age, we go with whole number. Whole number. Now minimum, we want to, this hospital deals with minimum of 10 years. So you can see data. Oh, before that, there was whole number. Then there's a place for data here. So you're going for between. Between. You want to be admitting people between, or you want to admitting people not between, or not greater than, less than. So you're saying between. Minimum of 10 years and maximum of 59. So we don't want to bring in, or yeah, maximum of 65, I mean. Let's go for 65. Minimum of 10 and maximum of 65. I am not going to do input message and error alert. Those ones will come automatically now. Those are optionals. So the moment you do setting, just click on OK. And you've created a validation, just like that. Now, the first
Excuse
age
me,
is,
sir.
yes. Then after that, just click on OK and you're done. So the first person is 15 years and the system accepts because it's between 10 and 65. The other one is 40 and it accepts again because that one is between the specification. What if we bring 72? 72 and enter? So they're telling you this value doesn't match the data validation restriction defined for this cell. So this is the automatic one. If you don't go for settings and error alert, they will bring this as the automatic. Especially error alert, they bring this as the automatic message, which is still not bad. It's a good one if you are creating your, let's say you are in an exam scenario. So you retry, automatically it goes with stop. This one you cannot proceed without changing, cannot. And we go for 65 itself, it accepts. What about 10? It accepts, that one also accepts, 10. Now, what if you want to extend? There are those who have been asking, I want to extend down. So if you want to extend down, you simply select from what you have, moving down, then go to validation. And they're telling you that the selection contains some cells without validation. Do you want to extend? Just say yes. So what did I do? We just select even from 15, moving down up to the empty areas that don't have the validation, then go to data validation and data validation. Cells contain some cells without data validation criteria. Do you want to extend? Simply say yes, and it will be extended to these other cells. And okay, and it has been extended. So huku chini, even if I write 90, it will refuse because I extended the validation. Hapo chini. Now, data validation. Data validation is important because it helps you in restricting data that is not wanted. If data is not wanted and you don't want it to be included in your data sheet, then you can create a validation. So flash fill, it helps in saving time. Saving time in the manner that if you have something that you want to pre-fill down automatically, of course this one refused, this one cannot be used in flash fill, so avoid this, don't use this. We are going for days. Just rub what we have here, the other part, Monday to Sunday, the shortened ones. We have days, Monday, Tuesday, all the way to Sunday. Then you want to write in short form and you want to do it very fast. You simply tell Excel Monday, just that. That is enough. Then you enter and you click on flash fill, or you can do Control E. You either do Control E or flash fill. Flash fill is on the data tools. Just click on flash fill up there. You click on that, then everything will pop up to the end. That is flash fill. Or you simply do Control E. All of it will just be popped up. Flash fill. Very easy. Control E. Now even the IDs here, you can remove what is presented. Remove what is presented, and you can see the ID number. There is the first three, the middle three, and the last two. Now you want to retrieve the first three or the middle three. So you tell Excel that this is what I want, 3, 6, 4. That is the middle. Then enter. Then simply do Control E, or you can click on flash fill up there. Just click on flash fill or Control E. That will give you the rest of what you want. And that is what you want. Yeah. All that. It gives you the middle data. If you undo, let's say you want the last two, like 95, 95, and you want it to refill throughout, just write 95 and do Control E. That will give you the last two again. That is flash fill on Excel.